Yo, I'm like walking through the hills of my neighborhood, and it smells so much like poop because they bring sheep here every year to eat all the shrubs and the dried plants because of fire hazards. They like the do you see the trailer right there? That's a that's a shepherd, and yeah, it smells like poop because he just brings like hundreds of sheep to eat all the weeds and whatever. Anyway, I'm thinking about something. I watched my videos of me when I was in Japan 9 months ago, of me just like complaining about work. And I've come to a consensus, is that the word? A conclusion about how I should be regarding my job. And I kind of thought about all the things that led to here. But for most of my life, for school and for work, I've just been like so checked out. I just like want to do the bare minimum and just get by. And then I started to, be more serious in my faith, and I learned that was wrong. Like I shouldn't cheat and do the things. Just be lazy and make a living off of that, right? And I just felt very convicted after a very specific moment. Like, we have these daily meetings called stand-ups. And I remember, like, November, almost 2 years ago now. Like, I was just talking to my team, telling them what I did. But I didn't do anything yesterday. So I was just, like, making up stuff. And then, like, one of my coworkers asked me a question regarding the thing. And I felt so, like, deer in the headlights moment right there. And then I was like, dude, I hate this feeling. I'm like, I've been here so many times, but I think this is one of the first times like my coworker asked me a question regarding it. And I was like, oh gosh, I kind of got caught. That's what it felt like. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, I felt so much anxiety after that and so much like whatever. And I was like, dude, you know what would cure this? If I just did my damn job. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my job. I'm gonna do my job from now on, because this is just the basic requirement. And I started working pretty dang hard since then. Like, I started to be one of the earliest people coming in and be one of the latest people coming out. Do my hours by the book. Like, we had this time tracking thing, and I was tracking time very legalistically. I think I'm overboard. Like, when I'm going on a grocery market break or just like a walking break or something, I would like pause the timer. And then I would have a lot of days where I'm working till like 9 p.m. being in this type of working flow. But anyway, as I kept doing that, I just started to run into a lot of obstacles because I started to really care about our product. Like, I was a user of the product myself, and then I ran into an issue where I sold an item for 1,000 yen, okay? But then all the shipping and all the fees that came in later after I sent the item made it so I actually made negative 100 yen off of it. And I was like, what the heck? This is stupid. If customers are running into this sucks for them. So I was like so determined to do something about it, and our project happened to be about that like portion of the app, like, shipping problems and stuff like that. And our goal was to improve shipping. And I was like, F yeah, it's time to like unleash my heart and my passion, right? I'm so determined to make this better. And I started like doing stuff like very like not normal. Normally I'm just handed work and I just do it. But I was like, doing my own thing. I was like doing so much research. I was asking ChatGPT a bunch of things. I was like proposing my own projects. I came up with like 3 mini projects. I made a point, what is it called? Proof of concept. And I did all this stuff, and I was trying to bring it to my manager and to my director, trying to get attention, trying to get help, trying to get anything. And eventually I found out like I couldn't do much. I couldn't do much outside of just being told what to do. And they like keeping it that way. And then I was like, wait a minute. What's even the point of putting my heart into this? And then I kind of learned right then and there. Like, there's something about your job, your 9-to-5 job. There's like a limit to how much you can put your heart into it. And that made me jaded like crazy. Like, I remember I couldn't even like work at one point because I was like, dude, all of this that I'm doing, what's the point of it? What will result in this? It doesn't even get rewarded. Because in my eyes, I tried so hard and I couldn't even get a result out of it because of the way like the government, I guess, in the company was set up, the bureaucracy and all the stuff I was running into. And this is like, mind you, this is my first time running into this, and I finally understand why like people in upper division, upper management, everyone is so jaded. And then like even my checked out workers, I started feeling for them because I never understood them while I was in that gung-ho work hard phase. I was like, dude, these guys are just like lazy. I was like angry at them for being lazy. But I realized something for real, and I talked to another coworker who experienced the same thing. He went so out of the way to do this like Google Maps project, literally talking to Google employees to get this crazy feature in. And then he was like, wait a minute, I'm facing so much opposition from my own company to do this, and it doesn't even affect my reviews positively. All right, I don't need to do this. I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. And when I was working with him, he was so slow about everything. And then at the time when I didn't, like, before I heard what he went through, I was like, dude, this guy's freaking lazy. And I was like annoyed at him. And then I heard that story. And then I went through it myself. And I was like, huh, you're right to not give your company your heart. They don't care about you even. But anyway, going back to the burnout thing, like I watched my videos of when I'm literally my first day of leave because I was just like, F this, I'm so like not happy at work. And I watched that video and then I'm like remembering the feelings I was in. That's a good thing about recording these videos. You could look back at the seasons you were in for real. And dang, my corporate job is not something I can put my heart into. Like, I think some people have the skills and the desire to fight through the quote-unquote injustices, right? But dude, this is like not my place. And I think for the thing you're really passionate about, you will be willing to fight through injustices and bureaucracy and like the common evils. For example, with music, it's like the common thing you always wrestle with is like, do I make this for the sake of art or to just make money and milk money out of people and, you know, and get engagement? And that's just like a lot of the things artists and content creators and video makers and whatever always wrestle with. And in the abstract, it's like the same thing as companies. It's like, do I build a product that's good for humanity or do I just milk the money out of people? It's like I keep running into this with everything. There's like genuineness and then ingenuine robbery. And it's not even like labeled as robbery, corporate robbery. But I can't do it for a corporate job. I think I could do it for music. I have been for 10 years. So painful. Music has caused me so much pain. And I did like an analysis, and a lot of my slot maxing cycles came from depression caused by music. Oh, I think that's okay. That's person. All right, bye bye.